Hi everyone, my name is Priyanka and welcome to my vlog. Today we are going to learn how to create better thoughts because we have been sabotaging our life by the pattern of thoughts we are thinking throughout the day. Now, most of us have a habit of thinking the same thoughts throughout the day. And what we do is we create these roadblocks that are not present in our life. They're just present in our mind. And because they're present in our mind, we keep on repeating that same mistake over and over again. Although we want to do better in life, we want to enjoy this life, we want to feel happy, but in the end of the day, we feel burdened by this life. We feel as if our life is not going anywhere. We feel as if we are trying very hard to live this life, and life is just full of difficult things, difficult people, difficult opportunities. Even opportunities look difficult for us because of the way we have been thinking about our own self, how we've been perceiving this world. And today we are going to change our pattern of thoughts because that's the only way we can stop this habit of, taking that same decision over and over again. Although new things come our way, we still end up creating that same pattern of decision making. You know why? Because we have a pattern of thought process that we've not really looked into. So today I'm going to teach you some very simple steps through which you are going to learn how you have been sabotaging your life, and then you're going to learn how you can create better thought process and create a better life for yourself. So let's get on with it. First point is that you have a lot of conversation happening in your mind, that inner talk that's happening in your mind that no one is aware of has been creating these fears and blockages in your life. And most of us, we don't pay attention to inner talk. You know what we pay attention to? We pay attention to how other people are talking to us. So we pay attention to the outside world. We will look at other people's reactions. We look at how they've been giving us feedback. And then we end up saying to ourselves, you know what? This individual is not good for me, or this kind of environment is not good for me. But we never pay attention to the kind of environment we're creating here. Now, most of our thought process is redundant. It doesn't serve us. It is not new. It's a repeat pattern that we keep on thinking. So how do we really catch on to our thoughts? Now, I'm going to suggest that initially you start writing down, because if I ask you to pay attention to your thoughts, just entire day you keep looking at the kind of inner conversation you're happening, you'll not be able to do that. It's very exhausting because you've not done it so far. So for you to really wake up one day and say to yourself, oh, you know what, I'm going to get up one day and then I'm going to look at myself and then I'm going to see what all kind of thoughts I've been thinking throughout the day, then you might end up feeling drained. Because the moment you start paying attention to your thoughts, you will realize what kind of thoughts you've been thinking. They're very sad, they're full of, uh, they're angsty, they don't really make you feel happy. So you'll try and not look at your thoughts. You will, in fact, try and look at the outside world, try and do something that makes you happy. Because the moment you start really looking at your own thoughts, they're going to make you feel very unhappy. So the initial phase is that you start writing down. Maybe, at the end of the day, you give yourself 15 minutes and just write down whatever you've been thinking throughout the day. And the idea here is to understand our subconscious pattern. Right now, you have a pattern of thought, you know that. And whenever you have something new coming into your life, at that moment, if you sit down and write, carry a small diary, very small diary, you get these small little notepads, very small ones, and then you just write down whenever you are meeting new people, or, you have something new coming into your life, what kind of reaction are you giving at that moment? Because the moment you realize that, although I had an opportunity coming my way, let's say somebody said to you that, you know what, I'm going and meeting this individual who has just started a company, and would you like to go and meet them? And you just said no. And you know why you said no? Because you thought that, what will I say to them? How will I talk to them? Maybe I'm not dressed well, or what kind of conversation do you have with somebody who's opened up a company? Although I want to do this, I want to start something new on my own, but right now I don't have the capital, or I don't have the backing, or I don't have the knowledge, or what if that person judges me? So all these thoughts are happening in the back of your mind, and then you just don't go there. You don't go and meet this individual. You end up saying no, and the person who has asked you will never ask you again, because they know that, you know what, you're not really interested. You've not shown any interest in this kind of activity, so they will never come back and ask you again. And that is where you not only lose one opportunity, you lose 10 more. So how do we understand that we have a repeat pattern of thought? By looking at our actions, how we are reacting to the world. So if we have an opportunity coming our way, like I said, we'll probably say no. Or let's say you're a college student and suddenly there is a spot open for you to perform in a play, but you have stage fright. So you'll never go up onto the stage and never perform. The second point, which is of course in continuation with the first one, how to build yourself up. Because so far, as I said, we have this resistance going on in our mind. We're resistant to change. We're resistant to trying out new things. And how do we build ourselves up? So the only way is either I can try it or I can regret it. And make a note on your notebook. So what happens if I try this thing? If I say yes to, let's say, going and talking on the stage, what's going to happen to me? And what happens to me if I go and say no? So then you get these pointers very clearly written in front of you, and you'll realize you've been losing out on a big opportunity that came your way because you are just saying no for the sake of saying no. And that fear that you have in your mind is something that you have created. You have created this monster out of nothing. And if you keep looking at that monster, it's probably not even going to look like a monster. It's just going to be looking like a small little thought that was placed in your mind by your own way of looking at yourself. And don't worry if you think that, what, if I do this, I might disappoint others. Also, I might disappoint myself. See, unless you start disappointing yourself and others, you will never grow in life. That is the only thing that you need to understand about this life. You are going to disappoint everybody, including yourself, when you start this journey of trying out new things. And that's how life is. Not everybody is going to be encouraging you. Not everybody is going to clap for you, because everybody out there is looking out for themselves. And then, of course, depends on the kind of people you surround yourselves with. If you are surrounding yourself with people who are very rigid, who don't want to try out new things, and who have built these belief systems that, what, nobody is going to do anything new in our family, or no one is going to try new things, and yes, you are going to face some resistance from others. But imagine if there was no resistance from anybody except you. How would that look? Right now, you have to understand that it's not the world you're fighting with, it's yourself. Because the world will keep on, behaving the way it has been behaving, but you are the one who is standing in your way. You are the one who has been saying to yourself, what, this person said no to me, so that is why I'm saying no. You're not saying no because you want to please people. No, you're saying no because you're fearful of the kind of reaction you're going to get once you start trying out new things, once you start saying yes to opportunities, once you start taking a different path altogether in your life. Then yes, you are going to have a lot of feedback coming your way. So yes, you're going to need a lot of inner strength, and that inner strength can come from one place, and that is whenever you wake up in the morning, you pray for first 15 minutes of your day. You should sit in prayer. And the reason I say you have to sit in prayer is because it's going to bring focus in your mind. Right now your mind might be fearing things, fearing a lot of criticism coming in from other people around you, and you cannot change other individuals, but you can change your life. And if you really want to change your life, then you have to build yourself up. And the very first activity that you should do in a day is that you should wake up and sit in a prayer, because that allows you to bring that focus back into yourself. Because till now your focus has been on the outside world, and you've been just looking at the way people are reacting to your decision making. But right now, you have to bring that focus onto yourself and look at the way you have been making those decisions, because most of the decisions that you have been making are against you. So you have to start standing with yourself. How are we going to build ourselves up? We can build ourselves up by bringing in new vocabulary in our life. Right now, we have been looking at our life from a set of words that do not align with our inner self. Like, we want to really chase our dreams, we want to do well in our life, but the problem is that we have these words that are pulling us back. So the words can be, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not talented enough, I don't have the right skill set. And these kind of words we keep on repeating to ourselves. So the vocabulary that is working out for us is actually working against us. So if we want to change our life, we have to change the way we've been speaking to ourselves. We encourage ourselves. We can encourage ourselves by writing 2 or 3 sentences every day when we wake up and when we go to bed. It's a bit of an exercise, but if you are unable to create a better vocabulary for yourselves, better sentences for yourselves, whenever you're having that inner conversation, then yes, then you need to sit with yourself and have that kind of conversation on a paper, because you need to read it, you need to have that kind of visual around you to see the kind of thought process you want to bring into your life. Now, if you want to bring in a new thought process, then you have to have that kind of thought process in a visual form, because right now your auditory form is not working. If you speak out loud, you will not believe it. If you speak in your mind, you will not believe it. I used to write down lots of beautiful quotes by Swami Vivekananda. They are amazing. They are going to build you up. You can do that. You can find them online and then, take a printout and post it in your room. And just read that every day, because that's going to build you up. Because you need good words, you need good thought process surrounding you. And right now, no one is giving you that kind of thought process. You were not able to generate that kind of thought process. So then you have to generate it yourself. And if you're not able to generate it yourself, then yes, go out there and get these beautiful quotes that hype you up, and wake up every day, look at those quotes. When you go to sleep, look at those quotes. And slowly what we're going to do is we're going to reset our mind, because that's what we want. We want to reset the way we've been thinking. Right now, our thought process is really going against us. So every time we start to say yes to opportunities coming our way, we'll say yes initially, and then by the middle, we'll just let it go. You know why? Because we'll go back to our own pattern of thinking, and we don't want to go back to our old pattern of thinking. So to avoid doing that, we need to have an inner strength working for us, and that inner strength can come from people who've already realized that it's all in the mind. So Swami Vivekananda has done a beautiful job of giving us these quotes. You can go and get his books, or you can get those quotes online, and then you can just look at those words that he has given to you with full knowledge of understanding that yes, it's just in the mind. And if you challenge yourself, and if you challenge your belief systems, if you change the way you've been thinking, then you can achieve anything in this life. So let's come on to the third point. How do we start believing in ourselves? Now, the only problem with any one of us is that when it comes to believing in ourselves, we don't believe ourselves. We might have full faith on others, especially like if you go in a relationship, you get married, you will have full faith on your spouse that, oh, my spouse can do anything. They can go out there and have beautiful conversations with people. They can go out there and make lots of money more than me, or they're great speakers and great orators. And when it comes to us, we usually look at ourselves like, I might not be able to shine like my spouse, or I might not be able to shine like my sibling. We have a lot of faith in other people, but when it comes to us, we don't have any faith in ourselves. You know why we don't have any faith in ourselves? And it took me a long time to realize this. It's because we don't want to have that kind of connection with ourselves. So we've lost that connection with our inner self. Now, our inner self is a beautiful guide, but we don't want to listen to this guide, the guide that God has given us. If you sit in meditation, if you sit in stillness, you're going to have that connection, and then you're going to understand how it works for you. But right now, you don't know what kind of connection I'm talking about, because as a disconnected individual, you know what you're doing? You're simply relying on everybody around you and in yourself in getting that kind of feedback that is not working out for you. So you've tried this kind of way. You've tried building your dream life by creating all kinds of self doubt, and it's not worked out for you, right? So now, if you're desperate enough to change your life, to change the way you've been thinking, to create something new for yourself, then you need to understand that you have a disconnect with your inner self. Because if you were in connection with your inner self, you would know what path to take, you would know what you have to do next. And even if you didn't know, you would still not feel flustered. Because right now, when you look at the outside world, you feel fearful, you feel flustered, you don't know what to do with this life. You are feeling as if your life is in chaos. So, to overcome that feeling of being in a chaotic life, you have to sit with yourself. And it's the toughest task. If I tell people go and watch a movie, they'll go and watch a movie. If I tell people go for a walk, people will go for a walk. If I tell them go and hang out with friends, it's so easy. But these things don't allow you to grow in life. They don't allow you to feel calm and peaceful and collected, allow you to stop fearing this life. You can try everything in this life, and still you'll have to come back to only one option, and that is sitting with yourself in stillness. You cannot ever make connection with your inner self that is truly connected to the divine power without sitting in stillness. You can try everything in this life. You can go and to the ends of the earth and try everything possible. But if you are not in connection with your inner self, you'll keep on fearing life. You'll keep on making decisions that are not working out for you. And you'll keep on just creating these self doubts in your mind because you are operating from a place of chaos. And you'll keep on operating from a place of chaos as long as you are in disconnect with your own self. So the only possible way is, as I said, you have to sit in stillness. You have to quieten your mind. Because right now, if I give you one thought that, if tomorrow I give you an opportunity to fulfill your dream, you know what kind of reaction you'll give me? You will give me a reaction that is full of self doubt. Oh, that's not possible. It's just not possible. And that is the kind of belief system you're working on right now. So if you're saying it's not possible, then it is not possible. It's not going to happen. No amount of money, health, or any kind of opportunity can give you a life that you're dreaming about. Nobody can give you that life because you don't believe in that life. You want it, but you don't believe in it. So how do we end up believing in it? We can only end up believing in it if we start relying on our inner intelligence. Let's come on to the fourth point. The fourth point is that you have to stop criticizing yourself. Yes, the very worst thing you can do is sit in self-criticism, because you do that. You do that every day. No matter what kind of effort you've made, you'll never praise yourself. You'll never pat your back and never tell yourself, oh, I have done this, at least I've done this. No. You know what you're going to say? I didn't do it enough. And even if you say, at least I've done this, then your next mindset would be that, okay, I've done this, now I'm not going to do anymore. So that is where you are, creating these roadblocks, because the moment you start criticizing yourself, you start putting in lots of self doubt in your mind. And you're so quick to criticize yourself. You don't criticize others at this speed. Oh, look at the way you criticize yourself. Every day you wake up and you have something bad to say to yourself. I mean, the world can wait in line. I mean, there might not be a big line of people trying to criticize you, but there's going to be a big list of self-criticism waiting for you from your own self. And you do that every day. There's one habit that I never do, and that is I never wake up and talk rubbish about myself to myself. And I've been doing it for so long, and I've seen the kind of way it has changed my life. Because I used to do that. I was in your shoes. I was going through lots of self-doubt, and I was trying to create better things in life, and I couldn't do it because every day I would wake up and I would say to myself, it's just not possible. It's not going to happen. And then I would sit with that mindset and try and create things. And that self doubt was created by self criticism. And I caught on to it by realizing that I'm the one who's been sitting in my own way. Like, I create these fences. The fences are full of, placards that are saying, you are not worth it. You don't know what you're doing. You are making some rash decisions. You are lacking in so many things. You are not capable enough. And these are the kind of thoughts that you create all the time in your life. You have a need. I say this need because unless you're not self-criticizing, you are not really having a conversation with yourself, because those are the kind of conversations that you have with yourself that is full of criticism, full of self-doubt. And if we end up doing that every day of our lives, we'll never make any progress. We'll not move an inch, because to move an inch, we are first going to step 2 or 3 inches back. And that is what exactly we're doing. We retreat back every day, and then we ask ourselves, why is this journey not ending? Why have I not even begun? You've not begun because you are always going back. You walk back 4 steps and then expect yourself to cover those 4 steps because of the way you've been thinking. You wake up and you tell yourself that I cannot do this, I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the right skill set, or I'm not capable enough, nobody believes in me, I don't believe in myself. You say these words and then you introduce a lot of self-doubt. And that self-doubt creates a lot of fear, and that fear-mongering just makes us step back. And that is why we don't end up making good decisions in our life. In fact, create decisions that impact us very negatively. So to change our mindset, what we need to do is we need to create a pattern where we don't criticize ourselves. In fact, we just look at the way we've been acting, we look at our actions, and then we just tell ourselves, okay, this is okay and this is not okay. There's no judgment to it. So we stop judging ourselves, because that's where we are going wrong in our life. So if you love my vlog, do like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.